are. You may have seen it before on the channel, but there's much new to Belt Colony. Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome to Early Access for Belt Colony, where today we're taking a look at some of the new and more recent updates to the game as we start from scratch to explore all the changes and, of course, reiterate all the things that are the basics of base building in Belt Colony. Well, welcome aboard. Good to see you all here. Thanks again to the makers of Belt Colony for sponsoring today's video and sending over a key to show off early access, as eventually it will come out. Although early access release was in September of 2022, there's a long way to go for all the planned features for this one. So again, check down below in the description to check it out for yourself. Well, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump in and start ourselves a new game. So welcome aboard, thanks for subscribing, and good to see you all here as we restart from the beginning of Belt Colony.
Freighter 374 heavy inbound. Making final descent to surface.
Touchdown.
This is it. This is the rock you chose to mine. Your new home. Well, I suggest you go to the base ASAP before you run out of O2. Take care now. Make sure you don't damage that suit.
She's right.
I don't want to have to come here to retrieve your body. That would look real bad in my log.
We'll be seeing her again soon, as she is the one solely responsible for delivering all of our base upgrades, including solar panels, landing pads. I believe there's farming and some other things as well that will be dropped off and or picked up, I suppose, by her as well, as we deliver all different types of minerals and materials to our base to then eventually be shipped out. And, well, the year is 2040, so we're an ex-sergeant who now is part of a mining company. A little retirement, I suppose.
Now let's see. In the top left corner, I have an oxygen indicator. Yeah, it's decreasing quickly. I should head on over to the base.
We should do just that. Alright, so this is our basic starting area. I always feel like this is the moon, really. It certainly looks like it, like Earth's moon. And, yeah, this is the best part of the game right here, in my opinion, the backpack here, which has some pretty realistic movement for braking and for moving all around. We can even go upside down and scoot left and right. So a lot of controls here for the backpack. But again, we also get a ship to control too. And it's quite fun to be able to actually travel around the surface of the entire colony of different types of asteroids, hence the name Belt. And we'll be mining a lot of stuff from here too. So pretty good. Alright, let's head into the base then. And this is also completely playable with a controller, so for those of you not wanting to use mouse and keyboard, that's totally fine. Let's go ahead and zoom up here. And there's our drop-off point, too, right in front of the base. Let's go ahead and walk in then. Or I guess hover in. It'll be pretty easy, and then we go into first person once we hit the landing gear. There we go. Or I guess the landing pad. The ramp. Yeah, it looks really nice inside here. I'm getting always, every single time, a little bit of a Star Trek feel with how the computer panels look, and a little Star Wars feel with how some of the lighting and the metal panels look. But a lot of nice detail here. I think we're running, the base is running on multiple 4090s, yeah. But good detail here. An attempt at least to try to create some sort of a good-looking habitat. And it is quite a nice place. Cozy.
Nice place. It's a little bit tight, but I can hang out here.
Yeah, we got a little extra room, I think, than ever before. It seems a little more roomy, and the base is expandable and buildable, and nice, too. Wow, we got a nice table. Maybe we could make friends. That'd be cool. Let's go ahead and check out our PC here, our control room. Ah, there we go. Alright, so from here we can buy food and water. We can also sell our ore, and eventually we can be self-sufficient with these things. We can upgrade our spacesuit and our spaceship multiple times to increase its capacity. Things like speed and new upgrades like ore extractors can also be purchased here, to where we can actually extract ore from nodes and transport that around, I believe, via ship too. And then we can go around and check on these things until we can buy drones. And then from those drone pads, we can make it so that way automation is a full thing of the game. First and foremost, we'll be going out looking at little piles of rocks, eventually working our way up to trying to get a spaceship, and then going and finding nodes to where we can build extractors, and then eventually buying drones so that way they can go check on them and then bring some of those valuables back. Now, with all that extra equipment, we're going to need more power, so solar panels will be unlocked, And then eventually we could do things like growing our own food from the greenhouse. But I think we might still be able to have to possibly get our own water. But as you can see on the left side, food and water, both around 90+%, and power too for the base. We'll have to make sure we keep everything fully operational. Now, another thing to consider. I'm trying to see if there's like the whole economy system. I think there was a way to see whenever we go to enter. I think we have to have maybe ore inside of our base. Oh, here it is. Sell silicate ore, 0 units. The prices will fluctuate. So this game doesn't just necessarily have a set price. I'm not sure exactly what affects prices, but it could be how much the player is actually selling to either cause inflation or possibly just a market, an invisible hand that we just necessarily can't see. Although you can see it fluctuating from like 101 to 103 pretty quickly. Could make a big difference if we have a huge amount to sell, but in this case, it's just a little bit, so anything to get started. I think this is like a shower. I always thought it was like a cloning pod if we were to die, but that's certainly a good shower there. And our bed. With some entertainment there. ZLH. Nice, good channel, I suppose. All the lighting and stuff too. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get started. We got to go out and just get a little bit of stuff. We can just pick things up off the ground and essentially put it in our mailbox. Oh, and you can see the whole environment from there. Okay, so let's go ahead and find some initial stuff. Now, we've done this all before, but what's different, of course, is now we can expand things even more than before, which is quite exciting to be able to actually have our base expand rather than our budget. One of the best things about base building games like this is that we can actually, build all sorts of things on the surface, too. I'm pretty sure there's a way to build, like, some sort of a hallway with an airlock and whatnot, and I would much rather be able to invest my money in things that help me out to make more money in the game than just have lots and lots of cash. But the ship is a great investment, and of course we want to eventually get the greenhouse to then reduce expenses by having to no longer buy from our good friend who will swing by and drop off stuff for us. Wow, we're gathering a ton of stuff. A great deposit of silicate right here. Now, as you'd imagine, there's things like iron, silicate, copper. There's probably, I don't know, diamonds and other things like that. Maybe rubies and maybe pearls. Okay, maybe not pearls, but you get what I mean. All sorts of loot and booty out there. Backpack's full, so we're heading back to the ore drop-off. And I think one of the things we can do, too, eventually is right now this is about as fast as our suit can go. So one of the first things we definitely want to do is to upgrade that for both its capacity and for its ability to go faster. Dropped off 10 units of ore. And we go do it again. Perfect. And we're coming to a stop and grabbing more stuff. So this is the whole cycle of the game at the beginning, and I think this is good for any sort of, I don't know, farming, survival, crafting game, where you start out very slow and have to do things very tediously, and then eventually you get all the automated equipment. I can't tell you how many farming games we've played where the most annoying thing is to water all the plants, but then eventually when you get sprinklers and automate both filling them up and watering your crops, it's very nice, very exciting to be able to get that upgrade to where then you can kind of get a little bit more independence away from the farm and do things like that. Now, this is going to be the case here in this game too, where once we've mined everything in this initial crater, I guess we could say, then it's up to us to go out very far away and find more stuff. And that's what the suit upgrade is for, and then eventually go into the ship upgrade, which the ship itself will operate a little bit like a base, where we can go back and get, I think we can refuel oxygen there, or maybe store some things there. We might be able to bring food along with us, and water, and maybe extra oxygen. Let's grab some more stuff here. Alright, there we go. Another source. Now, last time it was silicate. This could be the same again. But I'm not actually sure if everything is randomized in this. I do feel like I would never be able to remember where all the deposits were. And I have a sneaking suspicion that some of the things that might be out there are possibly replenishable too. Or at least it could be a great idea for the future to have other smaller asteroids plow into this one and replenish some of the surface deposits, both to make it more easy for players and to be a surprise too, and possibly realistic to where if you clear out an area, you can kind of navigate by knowing you've been there before. by not seeing much on the ground. All right, let's go ahead and stop here. And more silicate. So we just got aluminum and silicate now. A little bit more. Yeah, this feels very good to be able to navigate this way. I wish more games would allow for zero grav like this, where it's a little bit more, somewhere between free and realistic. We'll head over this way. Now, on the channel, we've certainly played a lot of No Man's Sky and Star Citizen, and this certainly feels on par for that, with trying to maintain realism and have the same kind of speed as you would in those games without having it immediately available where you need to buy upgrades. And of course, we can go all the way upside down, I'm pretty sure, too. We can go into a free flight mode. There we go. And it's so much easier to use this than it is to walk. So it's kind of a mandatory thing to be able to travel around in the back with the jetpack like this. And the music's so chill. Now, I hope to see some ground vehicles in the future. There are, of course, many things that could be done in this game. We have drones, of course, and the spaceship, but it would also be nice to be able to drive around in a buggy and deal with some zero grav or low grav driving, and the ability to build like roads and whatnot, and have more of a parking and maintenance area above. But I think so far, at least, the basics are here. Then once we kind of get bored with this little asteroid, we can then go somewhere else, and I think we can actually go out to other asteroids that are far away from ours. I think we've explored that before with our ship, and it is nice once you kind of can leave this initial area to then go find more rare materials somewhere else, and then have multiple mining units all across your well, the whole belt, the big belt. You're gonna have a big old belt colony. So that's kind of the purpose of the game, is to not only just build a base here, but a series of bases that are then autonomous, where then you can check on them on your own and go between them to either optimize them further, or have one that you want to do manually, or just you know, try to save money that way by doing a few things manually for a while, and then work your way up to automation. Go ahead and stop here. Ah, iron ore, very good. Now, the interesting thing about a lot of these resources, we don't necessarily get to use them, so everything's restricted by money. And the good thing about that is that at least we don't have to continuously search over and over and over again for particular minerals. We can just buy whatever we need, kind of prefab from the store, to which our wonderful lady friend who dropped us off earlier will, I'm pretty sure it's the same lady, she'll come by and, there we go, and drop things off for us. Now, the game also has a pretty lenient kind of condition for your suit. Like, for example, our integrity essentially is like the health of the suit. And, you know, obviously our health would be bad if fuel and oxygen lead to zero. We'll be trapped out here. So, the integrity of the suit is kind of determined by how quickly you plow into things. And the game can kind of detect when you're about to be on a collision course, and will try to initiate some sort of a slowdown procedure to at least stabilize you, make it so you have control again. I feel like there's more music here too than before. I don't know, this is a great casual chill out game for sure, to just go around and kind of do a little scavenger hunt around a base, and then eventually work your way up to other things. Certainly a type of game that you could get lost in, like a fishing game, to then be able to spend many hours just looking for new deposits and trying to get the next upgrade. And that's kind of what all these games are all about. Alright. Keep on going. So this game doesn't even take that place that far in the future. The year in this game is 2040. About 20 years from now, if you think about it. That's basically like back in 2003 for us now. And so technology hasn't changed too much between then and now, and yet at the same time it has. But that's why I'm really impressed with the spacesuit in the game, is that it actually seems both realistic and durable, yet also kind of has that whole NASA punk feel to it that other games like, for example, Starfield were going for. And it was a pretty good year for space games, but one of the more difficult things with space is that it can be, well, empty. Like there's there's lots of space here. And in this game, you know exactly what you're getting because this is essentially you building a colony. And the word colony implies that really nothing else is here before. So it's on you to bring life and a business to this area. And, I don't know, be a series of traders or other survivors or prospectors or whatever you want to call them that are in the area. All right, now at this moment, I've lost our base. So luckily, I can use the compass at the top to try to figure out where we're going to go. Additionally, you can always remember that the sun is, for the most part, I don't think it moves, but it'll be in the north position, northeast. So if you're going south for a while, you know you can turn right around 180 degrees and find it again. All right, so we'll hover over back to our base and see what we can do for buying some new stuff. Now, we're going to need food and water for inside the base. Out here, we're going to need oxygen and fuel. And I think one of the first things to help us will be to increase our backpack capacity and speed. If we can go further, and if we can go there faster to anywhere, then we can carry much more stuff. So that's probably one of the more powerful early upgrades, is not necessarily buying a ship or upgrading your base, but upgrading yourself. Alright. Wow. I've gotten quite good at flying on this thing. Alright, 3 units of ore dropped off. There we go. Yeah, magnetizing. Right, we got our magnet boots. Very cool. Alright, let's check the control panel. Regardless of the prices, we're going to sell something. If we can. And we could sell all ore. Wow, we get 5,514 credits for that. That's not bad. The spacesuit upgrade, increased thrust and storage, only costs 1,000. That's pretty amazing. Spacesuit upgrade 2 for 2,000. And upgrade 3 will cost us 5K. That's alright. Let's go ahead and buy food and water. Each of these are what, for 10%? I see. Okay, so we're at 99. And fuel and oxygen are automatically replenished, it seems. I don't remember that being a thing. A while later. Our good friend's coming over. So I'm imagining she's picking up things and dropping them off too. So all the food and water, and then I don't know, I just imagine even though we get the money for it, I think they send it in advance, and then whenever she drops by, she's picking up the ore too. Nice. Alright, so now we are very fast compared to where we were. At the beginning, it's so painfully slow, but that's, again, the whole thing of an RPG where you're getting upgrades, learning skills, buying stuff. Any game like that, it really makes you appreciate when you can do more damage, or when you can move faster, or when you can hold and store more things. It's a good move. Alright, let's go ahead and see how much we can carry this time around. Good beats, man. Space beats. That was quite a bit of silicate. Now, we do have to get close to things in order to detect it, so that's why travel is pretty important. And as you're traveling around in your spaceship, too, it's a good idea to stay low to the ground so that way you can find big deposits. Now, that's one of the things we really enjoyed with our earlier first looks, too, is getting to the spaceship and then finding out that the spaceship has a capacity, too. So if you enjoy doing things by hand like this, or if you can't quite afford anything else yet, the spaceship with its ability to replenish oxygen really makes it so you can stay out for a very long time. And then, of course, fly somewhere with the ship, fly around the ship with yourself, and then try to scan for things this way. I usually like to do a big O circle around things and then try to note where they're at. I feel like we're close to a node. I can feel it. Gotta be right over here. If you can visualize it, it will happen. Boy, good thing we bought those upgrades, huh? Okay, well, I'm seeing a lot of rocks here. I'm surprised we actually don't see a deposit yet. Ah, there we go. Now, there might be something to do with a detection range in this game, too. We had to get very close to these, but yeah, when you're seeing a big field like this of rocks, that's when you know you're close to things. So we got a few here and there. Silicate ore, okay. Seems to be one of the more common things that we'll find is silicate, although, you know, I think things like the iron ore, aluminum, diamonds, those types of, if they have diamonds, I can't recall, but those are the types of things that will sell for more. But silicate is still just fine. Remember, we went from 0 to 5K just by, you know, filling up the backpack a few times. Ooh, this is a huge deposit. Backpack full, nice, good to hear. All right, so we know all we got to do then to find this deposit is fly southwest right into this field. And that's where a lot of our money's going to come in. So, yeah, there's some closer deposits there, too. I don't think they're permanently marked forever. Yeah, unfortunately. Once you discover them, you need to rediscover them, too. And I'm not sure if there's a way to mark any sort of deposits or locations on the map. All right, just a couple 100 meters to go. It always feels good to come back home like this. We have a flashlight? I thought we did. There's our controls. Light is T. Okay. There we go. And let's go ahead and land here. Took a long time to get this way in comparison to our fuel usage. $13 units of ore, all dropped off and ready to go. All right, let's see what we got. If we do one backpack sale, I hope to get to level 3 on our suit. Regardless, a lot of things are still done by hand, so let's go ahead and sell all ore. Ah, okay, we need a little bit more. What else can we buy in the meantime? We have a spaceship carryall for 10K, and then we can upgrade that. We have a station upgrade, expand with a second floor. That's one of the new upgrades for the game as well. That's something that we need to be able to see in this more recent update. We can also expand with a reactor room, so that's something we can do to get additional power without having to buy the solar panels or what have you. And then there's also a hibernation structure. Cool. So the base can be upgraded 3 times that way as well. We also have an ore extractor, volatile extractor, which I think is like gases. And then solar panels and whatnot too. So it'll be interesting to see how all that works. So the thing that's probably going to make us the most money so far is still upgrading the space suit. Just so that way, even if we're out in the ship, we still can get upgrades that way. By, of course, bringing in all of our stuff to the ship. So we leave the ship, we fly around to a few deposits, come on back, and then repeat it. And the more we can stay out there, the more we can bring back to the ship, which means the ship will be full. Delivery complete. Although I don't think I delivered anything, it was just selling that time. So yeah, some of the new roadmap stuff that has been delivered is certainly promising for being able to find and bring more stuff back to our base and process it and make money. For example, the big upgrade to the base. I mean, once you've got the ship built and once you've built your greenhouse, that's probably the next thing you want to do is upgrade the base again, right? Okay, we got ourselves some more rocks here. Good. Also, our character, if we're mining a large rock deposit, he actually uses what looks to be some sort of a laser or, I don't know, diode or something in order to cut those pieces out. But sometimes we'll just pick up like a crumbling ruin. Sometimes there'll just be dirt on the ground. and we'll just throw it in our backpack, and he'll kind of rummage through it. You'll see the differences when he actually gets out the equipment. In this case, it's just a small deposit. The more intricate the animation, the more stuff we've mined. And it looks like if it is a large deposit, it will show a large rock, and this guy will actually start mining things out. But if it's a small deposit, essentially you just get down and grab a few pieces and throw them in the old backpack. Ooh, there's like another moon over there too, or at least another asteroid. But certainly looks like a moon. That's no moon. No, it totally is. Alright, felt like there were a few breadcrumbs leading us this way. Feels a little too clean over here, so we're going to try to go over this way. And I believe the upgraded suit also allows us to go a little higher, away from the asteroid, so it does let us scout a little bit better that way. Okay, I see a few bumps here. Oh yeah, there's got to be some stuff here. Actually, would there be something down in there? Don't know if that's mineable, but let's get real close to the surface now. And let's start zooming by all these rocks and see what's what. Some of these could pay off by being something very rare. And then when our fuel gets a little low like it is now, we can kind of just coast. And we can kind of feather the throttle a little bit. Yeah, let's give this a shot. This might be one to pull out the old laser. Ooh, platinum ore. Let's go. That's going to be some big money. That is a tremendous find. And with our upgraded backpack, that's good. Okay, that's RTB. So we're 750 meters to the south, or southwest. We're heading straight back. Alright, 400 meters to go. Alright, yeah, so that field pretty much directly to our east and southeast are pretty damn good. Oh, there's some deposit there too. There we go. Beautiful. And we auto refuel when we get here too, so that's nice. I guess the base is fully independent when it comes to creation of oxygen and fuel. I was under the impression that that was something we would have to continuously buy, but I guess not. Alright, let's grab some more stuff here. Maybe this will be platinum again. Would love to get some more of that. It looks like one will have to break down the break out the old laser. Ah, iron ore. Okay, not bad. Good. I appreciate the animation of having to cut everything up and then eventually gather all the rock that way too. Takes a lot more time, thus you have to think about utilizing oxygen and fuel when you're further away. Or in this case, oxygen, because that's what it'll really take to spend that time. Wow, we're going to have a full backpack of iron ore. Jeez, that's a lot. If only there was some sort of way to increase our detection radius and or mark some of these. There might be some sort of way to do that in the future, but memory is going to be very important here too, and learning the topography of the map. And luckily, I've done this enough to where the map hasn't changed much at all, so I can kind of remember where a lot of stuff is. So I guess this is a good tutorial as to where to get started and where to go first, and maybe what to buy first too, but it's your base. You get to do whatever you want in whichever order you choose, so no problem. Let's get a little bit more of that iron ore. I want to grab a little bit more, make sure we've got all the cash we need. So we'll zip right back over here again and see if we can load up the rest of the backpack. Another 80 meters away. And we're here. Iron ore. Even more. Now, I don't think we can find mixed deposits where we break down a rock and find multiple different types of minerals or ores, so it's one per pop. Just one per. Okay, we're here. Very nice. Well, not too many units, but still we cleaned it all up. Alright, back in the base. So now let's make a big O sale on our stuff. Hey, look at that. 18,000. Now, for the purpose of today's video, I'm going to take a look at the new base upgrades. So I want to see the station upgrade with the second floor and go take a tour of that. Otherwise, I would advise fully upgrading the suit and continue to do that kind of stuff. So we're going to at least buy the station upgrade. And then we'll buy our spacesuit too, which I think was 5K for increased thrust by 80 and speed by 50%. Wow. All right, that's going to be good. And then the rest we can keep from water and food, so let's go ahead and stock up on that. And each click is worth 10%, so we're good. A while later. Well, I bet it'd be a long while if you're adding on to my old base. Construction complete. Same deal whenever you upgrade your landing pad or whatnot, or install it for the first time. Ah, this is new. Nice. Glad we started from scratch for this. We really earned it. Oh, look at that. Wow. Feel like we could have an ice hockey table up here. Oh, this would be nice. Or air hockey, you know what I mean. Okay, so we actually get some windows out there. Looks like some storage areas. Oh, so we have control downstairs and upstairs too. We kind of have more of a larger base, which of course.
This is the trading area. Let's do some buying and selling and earn some easy profits.
Oh, this is nice. Now I think I thought this was the menu before that I was looking for downstairs, but it looks like this is when we get to this menu where we can see trends in the marketplace. So this is a good opportunity then to save all your ore, especially when you're buying and selling in bulk, or really just selling. There are a few things you can buy, but you know, that's a good way to do that. A much more important way to look at the market. So that's kind of a storage area, logistics, and a great way to sell stuff. Now let's see if we can take a look out here. Our power is now at 50% too, so eventually we'll have to buy some solar panels once we hit 0. Ah, and there's a good expansion under the base, and we can see it from the outside. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Alright, so from here on out, we've got to upgrade the base like 2 more times, buy a landing pad, which I think goes out here too with the drones. And then we could also, of course, now we got our upgraded spacesuit, so it's going to be very easy to go out and find all sorts of stuff. But that is all the time we have for today for Belt Colony. The new Big O base expansion update, as well as all the classic stuff we've seen before of going around and getting started. Within just a few minutes, we've already got a few things started that have really changed our way of doing business. We've still got to fly around for now, but we'll have ourselves a spaceship soon. So if you'd like to see more of this game, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button and let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Go ahead and pick it up for yourself with the link down below in the description. And thank you very much for watching. I will see you all very soon. Take care, and I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye.